You can use hatch command from draw panel of home tab. So here is the hatch tool. Click on this hatch button. You'll see that a temporary hatch creation ribbon will be created. Now using this ribbon will create hatch patterns inside the closed geometries. First you need to ensure that pick point is selected. Right now a pick point is selected because my cursor is point selection cursor. If it is not point selection cursor, then click on this pick points button and your cursor will look like these two perpendicular lines. Now move your cursor to an area where you want to create your hatch. So right now let's say that I want to create hatch in this area. So when you move your cursor to this area, you'll see a preview of the hatch. You may or may not need this kind of hatch, but let's just click it. So when you click here, you'll see that this hatch pattern automatically detects the island and it will fill complete island excluding this extra geometry. Let's go to this pattern panel. Right now angle pattern is selected. Let's change it to ANSI 31 and the pattern is now changed to ANSI 31. It's extremely closed. In order to change this closed spacing of these lines, you need to go to scale. So go to properties panel and here you will find this hatch pattern scale. Change this scale value to 5 and press tab. You'll see that now hatch patterns are further apart. You can increase this scale value to make it more widely spaced. Now let's move back to patterns. When you click on this small arrow icon, this pattern panel will expand and now you can see a whole lot of patterns which are in AutoCAD. So you can use any kind of pattern for your drawing. Let's keep our selection to ANSI 31 for now. Now move on to this pattern panel. Here you'll see three options: pattern, gradient and solid. We'll look into gradient in a moment. If you change it to solid, you'll be able to fill a solid color in the area. So right now you can see that this complete island has been filled with a single color. In order to change the color of this pattern, click on this by layer drop down and now here you'll see all the colors. So this is the hatch color drop down menu. From here you can pick your colors. If you're not satisfied with these many colors, you can go to more colors and select from index color, true color or color books. Let's keep our selection to this drop down only and now here I have selected a color for this solid hatch pattern. You'll also observe that when you select solid from this drop down menu, solid will be selected in the pattern as well. So you may select it from here also instead of this drop down menu. Now let's go and close this hatch pattern. So click on this close hatch creation and your hatch will be completely created with a solid pattern. Now let's move on and create some more patterns on this drawing. So go to hatch again and now I'll create a hatch pattern in this island. So click in this island and now you'll see that the internal geometries are excluded as expected, and change this hatch pattern to NC31. And when you change it, you'll see that the color of hatch remains the original color which we have previously used. So in order to change the color, click on this drop down menu and change it to something else. Let's say green this time. You'll now see a different background color drop down as well. So when you go to this background color drop down, you can change the background color for your hatch pattern. So let's say I want to change this background color to yellow and here's the changed background color. So let's keep it at none if you don't want any background color. Now we have made the pattern on this island. Let's go and close hatch creation again. There is one more method of adding hatch to your drawing. So far we have used island detection method. Let's go and select the object method, in which we won't select pick points, rather we'll select the object. So select hatch and now instead of selecting pick points, click on this select boundary objects. Now you'll see that your cursor is converted to a pick box, and in this case you can select a polyline or a closed geometry to make your selection. For example, in this case, if I select this polyline, complete hatch pattern will be created inside and any boundary which is present inside this geometry will be ignored completely. Let's say that I want to create a hatch pattern angle with a scale of 1 unit in that area. So here is my pattern ignoring this boundary. If you'll create this hatch pattern inside this boundary, then also it will ignore all these internal geometries. So let's delete the hatch pattern which we have previously created and click on hatch, select object, and now select this rectangle, and you'll see that all the geometries which are present inside is completely ignored.